Season 2, Episode 3, Emotionally Manipulative Parents and How to Address Them. I really got into giving you language. When the emotional manipulator in your life is a parent, that's complicated. There's this part of you that's going to be on two different spectrums, whether you see them exactly for who they are and don't want anything to do with it, or you see them but also have this great relationship with them. Let's be honest, all parents can utilize levels of emotional manipulation at some point. And it doesn't mean they're emotionally manipulative, but when it becomes a chronic pattern, then that's a dynamic. I think the biggest thing that I want you to get out of this episode is understanding how not doing anything isn't an appropriate option. It doesn't get better. You don't want to tell yourself, well, they don't really know what they're doing, or you don't want to put the situation in a dynamic where you become avoidant or even kind of submissive to it, thinking that if you just go along because they're your parents, then it'll get better. It's not something that's owed to them. Even well-meaning parents who are being emotionally manipulative need your insight, your communication, and your ability to help change the pattern, because the pattern's in place because it's existed so long and no one has said anything to change that impact. Here's a few things extra that I want you to keep in mind in terms of wisdom. If you have emotionally manipulative parents, really notice those patterns in your own life, because we can be very aware of it, but then be repeating some of those same patterns and then kind of minimizing the impact that it may be having on the people around us. And then also recognize if your inability to use your voice and to communicate to your parents is having an impact on your partner, your spouse, your children, even your job. Because sometimes what happens is when we struggle in one area to deal with an emotionally manipulator, we will then take it out on the other people in our lives that love us and care for us. The last thing that I want to say, and it isn't really conducive to emotionally manipulative parents, but the concept as a whole, is if you've had any past experiences where you've been in emotionally manipulative relationships, please address that. The residue and the aftermath of that can be long term and really impact your ability to have future relationships that are positive. As always, thank you for listening to Dear Dr. Cherise, and I hope to see you soon.